A French UFO shave with a funny name today on Barber Dave's Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday and our final shave of the week. And hopefully it will be much better than the train wreck of a shave yesterday. I decided to go back to straight razors because for me it seems I'm safer with a straight razor than a DE. All kidding aside, it's because I know the ergonomics of that razor that I used yesterday, the Weber, and I know that it's got a huge blade gap, and I just wasn't paying attention. It's funny when you focus on a straight razor, you've got pretty much supreme focus. On a DE, and I'm guilty of it, I think we become somewhat complacent. And that's exactly what happened, because when I did my fool's pass, I actually started on my lip. Yeah, that wasn't fun. And then when I was changing out the blade, for those that didn't watch, from a horrible Nasset to a Persona Lab Blue, a lot of razors have, I don't have any of them here, but a lot of razors have, this one's got a gap. A lot of razors, the top cap will leave the edges of the razor blade exposed. And if you grab it the wrong way, it'll slice just as well as it does when you're slicing your skin. Hence the reason why I grabbed it in the wrong position on the head of the razor, and well, you know the rest. But thankfully, alum does its job. Doesn't feel the greatest when it does its job, but it does its job. We're using a French hard-milled soap today. You'll see why I call it the UFO shave here in just a little bit. But it's a wonderful wonderful soap. Not made anymore. In fact, I've had this soap almost as long as I've been traditional wet shaving. It was one of the first places where you could go locally and find hard soaps and aftershaves and stuff like that. But again, like a lot of places, you can't find it anymore. So I hope everybody's having a good beginning of the week. This is my Sunday. Go back to the shop tomorrow and have a pretty busy week ahead. But it was freezing this morning. It was 24 degrees here. Also, I wanted to remind everybody that on the days of the week that I'm not doing videos, you can still follow my shaves right here on this channel in my community blog. I do post every day there, so all my shaves for 7 days a week are in there. A lot of times it's a DE razor or an SE because I'm working, but it also has the watch that I'm wearing of the day and stuff like that, which I don't usually do in my videos. Okay, let's see how we do here on the lip. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing a fool's pass today or not. Actually, if I was smart, I would take that first pass, call it DFS, and go. Come on. That's not going to happen. Also, don't forget to come and see us, www.theshavingcadre.com. Free to join, self-moderated, lots of great guys there. We've got all kinds of events coming up that you might be interested in. Currently, and like I said, we're not just a shaving forum. We've got a thread right now that is watching the Sumo Basho for right now. We've got food threads. We've got beer, whiskey, and scotch threads. We have not too much in the firearm threads, but we do have them. Straight razor threads, regular threads, and then the events that we've got coming up. Well, we've got the One Blade Challenge, which I believe starts, you'll have to check our forum, but I believe it starts February 1st. And the goal is to take a single blade, mostly DE, and take it as far as you can. Currently, I think the record is by Spider, and it's somewhere in the 600 shaves. That's nuts as far as I'm concerned. But so there's the One Blade Challenge. There's the Williams Challenge, where you try to take a vintage puck or a modern puck of Williams, which you can't get anymore, and you make that last as long as you can. We've got our bingo game coming up. It's being called this time by first-time caller Novice Wet Shaver, and he's going to do a bingo game that falls in the musical genre of the 60s, which I think will be a lot of fun. What else we got going on? We're still taking interest to see if people are interested in what I talked about a few days ago in the gold dollar modification contest. So that'll be available. So there's lots of stuff going on. So please come and see us. Also, if you'd like, please join us for Drinks and Days on Monday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific. We are usually a show where we just kind of start talking about topics. However, every once in a while, we will do a specific type of tasting or event. We're going to be doing that in a couple of weeks. Where we're going to be ordering Kit Kat candy bars from Japan and see what kind of flavors they've got going on over there, and then we'll pick a winner and stuff like that. So we got a lot going on. So come and see us there as well. And that is a live show every Monday. And of course, as always, I'd certainly appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know if there's something you want me to try, something you want me to do. I'd be more than happy to try it. I am still working on the live show that we'll be doing. I'm guessing at this point, because of other commitments that I have, probably in February. And that's going to be, there may be some live shaves, but most of the time it's probably going to be just live conversation about the shaving hobby and other things. Mostly shaving, though, because we've got Drinks and Daves for the other stuff. And I do want to say thank you to all my subscribers for supporting us. I don't have a Patreon, but I do have like a virtual chip jar. And then we've also got merchandise that you can look at if you'd like. Once we go live, there'll be some other items. So we're having a lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try a fool's pass. Hopefully I don't open up that cut. Okay, not too bad. All right, let's see if we need to do some cleanup, which we know we will. Beautiful shave, though. And the razor is French, too. But, of course, a little bit in the neck area, as always. Somebody had made a comment a while back that says, you know, if you do 3 passes, why do you have to do a little bit of cleanup on your neck? And the answer to that question is that for me, I have a lot of different little cowlicks or whorls. So I've got hair that grows in all different directions. And rather than paying too much attention to that while I'm doing my regular passes, it's just easier for me to do some buffing and flat blading at the end of the shave. Okay. Nice shave. 0 defects today. Let's see what Senor Alum has to say. Hardly anything. You know, your standard little bit. I am getting still some stinging in that lip area because I took a pretty big chunk out of that, but at least it's not bleeding today. And that was a warm water shave. I was going to do a cold water shave, but I figured I'd go ahead and see what happens. Because obviously when you do a warm water shave, which is what I do normally in the shop, because obviously when I have steaming towels, hot towels, and stuff like that, I save the cold finishing stuff for the very end. And what it does is, you know, obviously with any heat that you put, you're going to have, you know, the blood is going to, you know, the blood in your capillaries and stuff like that is going to come to the forefront. What that does is that swells it a little bit, and it does allow you to get a good shave. However, a cold shave will actually be a smoother shave because when the face swells with the capillary blood coming out, with a cold, it shrinks. And so you have actually more exposure to your whiskers. So, but a warm water shave just feels better. Especially this time of year where the water is ice cold. Now, here in my lovely state in the Southwest, when we get into the middle of June and July, there ain't no cold water. Cold water is lukewarm, so it ends up being a warm water shave, which is hilarious. Beautiful shave today. Okay, let me rinse out the brush and we'll go over all the stuff for the UFO French shave. Although the brush is not French. I think I do need to get a French branded shave brush, just because. Okay, so the razor today, being French, is the La Legende Fierce Izzard 5/8, or 6/8 rather. This is a razor that's part of a 7-day set. The brush today is the only thing, now there's a couple of things that aren't French, is the Shave Mac Colonial 1. Just a wonderful brush, custom made by Shave Mac, and just a beautiful 2-band silver tip. So the UFO part. Okay, there is, I don't even know if they're still around. I'm sure they are, but La Satan, which is a French company that does both men's and women's stuff. And they used to have a huge shave presence in their stores, and it was great. They still have some stuff, but not as much. But this was the bowl that it came in. This is widely known through the shaving community as the UFO bowl. In fact, Sam Woodpusher on the TSC actually restored one of these. So this is old, 15 years. Okay, maybe it's not so old anymore. Anyhow, just a beautiful little container. And the soap is the original Cade soap. And it just doesn't go away. Like any French hard milled soap, you'll use it forever. So anyhow, that's kind of a neat little container. Not exactly easy to store, but it's a neat container. For our witch hazel today, we're going to be using Quinn's pink grapefruit and orange rind. Just a nice, kind of a spicy fruity because of the grapefruit. Got great astringent properties and so forth. So I'll let that dry down just a little bit. Somebody else also asked me, do I strop my razor post-shave? And the answer is yes, but not on leather. I just strop it on linen because that dries out the blade completely. And then I've been remiss in this, and I've noticed that because there's some Dalmatianing on some of my blades, but I'll open up the scales and take some toilet paper and dry that out. I've been getting better with that again. Okay, for the aftershave today, one of my favorites, and I've talked about this, I think, last week, and that's Omega Aqua number 5. It's a shaving gel, and it's got silk proteins in it, and that's about all you need to use. It's got a very light citrus, and it's hard to find. I think I got this through, I want to say I got it through Small Flower, because I'm not sure if anybody, I'd have to check, but I'm not sure if anybody carries it in the U.S. But it's just a tremendous, and they've got quite a number of them, different flavors and stuff like that. But it just leaves the face feeling just absolutely fantastic. For our talc today, we are going to be using Yardley Gold. So I do want to thank everybody for joining us this entire 3 days for our shaves. We'll be back next Sunday for another one. And, it's cold outside. Well, it's going to be in the 50s today. But this is a very warm. I don't have the fragrance notes. I apologize. But this is an EDT from La Satan, and it's called La Satan. It's a very deep, I'm almost positive there's some sandalwood in here and some other deep woods. It's just a really nice, warm scent that's not so much good for the summer months, but great for the winter months. Nice and spicy. Okay, folks, guess what? That's our shave for the day. I certainly appreciate you joining us. We're getting closer minute by minute. I think we were at 16:59. as far as that goes. So we're in the 300 range to get to the point where I can give that watch away, along with some other stuff. And keep an eye out. CBL Soaps and myself are working on the next iteration of Hombre's Barbershop shave soap, and this one will be called Doc Holiday. And we're still working on the fragrance notes, so I'll give more information once we have that, and we'll probably have that out in a couple of months, available in my store, and then possibly available at cblsoaps.com. Anyhow, I'm Barber Dave. I certainly appreciate each and every one of you. This has been Barber Dave Shaves and Such. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you again on Sunday. Take care.